Today I'm going to talk about how to write a good prompt to get a high quality image from an image generator, an AI image generator. And so this process will actually work for any of them. If you're new to, AI image generation, you might be thinking it's too technical for you, or how do you know which one to choose? You can really choose any of them. And the one I'm actually using is the one included in Canva. And actually, even if you're a free user, you get a few credits to use this. And if you have a paid account, you get 500 image generations a month. You do lose them at the end of the month and they reset to 500. So make sure you use them. But anyway, it's super awesome. And there aren't that many people talking about it. I mean, it's really not getting any notice out there. And I'm kind of like, this is really awesome. And I think it's because people that are using Canva may not be familiar with how to structure a prompt to get a high quality result. So when I first started using it, I was writing very poor prompts and I was getting kind of crappy images. And so I just thought, oh, this thing is, archaic software and, it's included in my account, so it must not be very good. But I was wrong. The problem was actually me in how I was writing my prompts. Their AI image generator is powered by Stable Diffusion, and Stable Diffusion is a free open source software. They get grants and stuff to build this out and share it with everyone, so everyone can have a chance to use this without having to pay for it. So Canva has integrated that as a magic media. It's an app within Canva, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that here in just a minute. But first, let's cover what is included in a prompt. And remember, this is going to apply to Midjourney, to Dolly, to Creative Fabrica's Spark, to Adobe Firefly. This works for any of those. You need to include these things. A clear description of the subject, like what is the main focus of your object? In this case, it was a cat. And you'll notice this is not just any cat, right? I have a lot of details, if you look over here in the field, about this image. Okay, so we're going to tell it it's a cat. We can tell it the breed. We can tell it the color. We can tell it if it's looking hungry or mean or fat or skinny, whatever. We need to also include the style. I mean, like, do we want a statue? Do we want a painting? Do we want an engraving? We can do all of those things. We can tell exactly what we want. We can reference styles like oil painting or from the Renaissance. We can reference time periods. I want it to look like it's from the 1930s or from the 1700s. You can add moods like Gothic, holographic, rainbow, vintage. Just, there's so many things you can add here. You can tell it what you want in the background. You can tell it what angle to focus on. You can do an aerial view where it's going to take it from the top. You can do a low front view. You can do an over the shoulder view. You can tell it all of these things to get closer to the image that you're wanting. That's what this video is about, is just basically how to use Magic Media to put in a good prompt. So I've created this ebook. Actually, I'm selling it in my Etsy store, and it's part of a bundle that actually has a ton of stuff that you're going to see in this video. So I have this example. Here's if I just say cat, normal. So it's just going to give me a cat. Actually, that one doesn't look that normal. It's pink. But as I add more details, if I'm envisioning something down here, you can see how this detail is not going to get me there. Here I've actually added quite a bit. This prompt is not horrible, really. And I get some paintings of cats. But as I add more details, like the word whimsical, mischievous, exploring, enchanted, when you add these words, that gets really infused into the image. And you can see down here, we've got some really cute images. So being descriptive is important. Writing, being a good writer is actually really important when it comes to AI image generation. But honestly, writing prompts like this takes a long time. And I was having problems like trying to remember all of these words I could use and all the graphic design lingo and the photography lingo. It was a lot to take on. I'm still kind of learning about it. So I created this spreadsheet. Okay, it's an automated prompt builder. And it's focused on cats, because people like cats. And hey, if you really like cats, like the video, okay? Just like the video if you love cats. And if you don't love cats, either don't do anything or you can go ahead and like the video just because you're nice. But I like dogs too. Actually, I don't even have cats. I have dogs. But I like them all. I like animals. I mean, I even have some respect for mice. Just not when they're in my house. Okay, so anyway, what I did is I thought, okay, I'm going to take all these words and all these terms and all these types of art and collect them so that I can remember them. So you pick the cat breed, you pick the patterns, the colors. You can put in what they might be doing, where they're at. They're made of a kitchen. No, let's not do that. Made of forest. That's weird. But anyway, I have the time frames, the types of art that could be produced, the style, folk art, fractal, gothic, any special effects that I might want to add, the mood, the lighting, the type of shot. Now, when I'm creating these, when I'm using this and creating these, I don't use every single option, okay? I just, like, some of them just aren't practical and they just don't fit, you know? So you can kind of pick and choose what you want from here, okay? And this is included in the bundle, by the way, in Etsy. You can get this. And this will actually not only help you generate prompts, but it will help you learn how to generate prompts. So basically what happens here is you pick choices. They're populated here. This is where you double check what you've chose. And then they're also populated down here. So then you just click on this and you copy it, Control C. If you do 2 clicks, then you're going to go to the formula and you're going to end up copying it, and that's not what you want. So when you use it, you just click here, copy that, and move on. Now, if you want to delete here, let's say we don't want an action. I don't want to delete the cell. I want to delete just the text. So I need to highlight it and then delete. And then it will be empty and it won't be included in my prompt. Now, I also have a bonus that I just created, and this is using sentences. So different AI image generators have a preference for phrases and sentences. And honestly, from what I've seen, is they're all kind of moving towards the sentences, which is really just like natural language. And this is better because the image generators can understand context and relationships. So for example, we can say, you know, an object is on top of a table, and it can understand there's this connection between all the words and what that means in terms of positioning. And let me say this, I've tested the phrases and the sentences on different image generators, and they all seem to work pretty good. I mean, different image generators are going to prefer one style over another, but in general, they work on all of them. So it's not like it's going to reject. It just may not be as effective. This was just a fun sentence generator, but this one is not just for cats. So the subjects, I've added a few different types of subjects you could use here. So, and then I added some very abstract imagery. I've noticed when you use this, it really does some cool stuff. So it's like at the birth of time, at the interplay of water and fire, just to kind of get that mood set, and it produces some pretty cool stuff. So this is another way for you to just get used to the kinds of words you can use and the different effects that are possible for you to use, you know, to build your prompts. I've also included 20 cat prompts that I guarantee will get you images. And those images are actually collected on a template link you get with the bundle so that you can go through and actually download these as high quality SVGs, PNGs, JPEGs, PDF, whatever you want. So these are the actual images that were generated from prompts that I include in the book, which remember is also part of this package. So for example, here is a sentence. You get this sentence for free as one of the prompts, and when you use it, you will generate images similar to this. So I ran it. This is what I got this one time. Let me just show you here. You can't get back to the same image on Canva, and that has something to do with the latent image you start with, which is also called a seed. And I'm going to do another video that it kind of explains that, but basically you're randomly assigned like a starting point, and that means that you're always going to get different images. So you can see over here, you get the general feel of this image. You get the same feeling, the same colors, but they're all going to look different. So you could reuse these 20 prompts over and over and get images like this. And they're all very high quality sets of images. And I go through that in the book. I show you the prompt, the images, and then, like I said, I also include those so you can download them as high quality images. So you saw how this Magic Media works, right? You put in a prompt and you click generate. Now, there's a few choices you can make here. And when you go see all, they actually have built-in styles you can use. This is really nice if you're new to prompting, because you can pick the style without having to write that in. And so these styles have kind of already a mood. Like, for example, playful, it's going to be cartoony and it's always going to be happy. Everyone in there is always happy. And so they've kind of set that stage for you here, so you don't have to include that in your prompt. And that is really, really nice. It also allows you to generate images that have a similar style. You know, you generate them over and over again. So you can make book characters, for example. If you use concept art, they're all going to have the same look. You know, that's kind of, that's actually not kind of nice. That's really nice. Also, you'll set the aspect ratio, and you will set that manually for everything you do. There's 3 options: square, landscape, or portrait. Okay, so now I want to show you something else, because you can add text to your images too. Now, if your text, if your prompt is really long and you add text to it, it actually tends to just omit it. But I'm going to do box of cute kittens looking sad with a text label of free kittens taped to the box. Now, you've got to put your text that you want in the quotations. Okay, so let's generate this and see what we get. This might seem like it's taking a long time to generate, but it actually doesn't. And I'm just going to tell you now, the text is going to look weird, but that's not a problem. Okay, so here the text is just in a weird place. Here they've done a lot of extra text on there. And then this one, it looks like they've left off some words. They've jumbled that up. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and select it. Now, let me also say this. When you click on it, it adds it to your image that you're working on, and it also saves it in your upload file. If you do not click on it to add it to the project, those images are gone forever once you generate new images. So if you want it, you've got to take it while it's there. So, okay, I'm only going to keep this one. I'm okay with letting the rest of them be trashed. Now, problem. Text looks like total crap. I can fix it. You go to Edit Photo, and we're going to do Grab Text. And what it's going to do is sense where in that image there is text. It's going to separate it from the background, and it's going to create a text box that I can then edit. I can change the font, I can change the size, I can change the placement. Here it is. So I can update this text. Okay, and I could change where it's at. I can change, you know, what it looks like. I can do all of that. Now, you might be wondering, okay, well, if I can add text, why would I have them add it for me? Well, it's a time saver, because the text box is already there. It's already positioned and pretty much where it needs to go. It's already got a font assigned. So it's just quick. That's basically all it is. So, I mean, yeah, you could go back and add that later, but and sometimes they'll have special effects around it. You know, it'll look nice, like maybe it's on a piece of paper or something. So, okay, so something else here, back at the spreadsheet on the resources, I've included some resources to some places that can actually help you build prompts. You can get to these without buying my bundle. This is through Creative Fabrica. It's called the Prompt Builder. You can go there now. Okay. So anyway, this tells you the types of things that you could use in your prompts, but also you can build a prompt. So let's say I want a drawing that looks like that. I want to add some 3-bit architecture. I don't even know what that is. Okay, let's see. Emotions. Excited and angelic. I want this screen space. Okay, and so I add those effects. Okay, then I can copy that. I can go back into Canva. And then I can add my subject. So that's what it's going to be. And it's going to be a robot cat astronaut. Actually, just a cat astronaut is fine. And we'll say in space. And we'll see what we get. Okay, so some pretty cool stuff here. I've got this one here. It's the full body. I like that. And, you know, I could have added full body to my prompt to get what I wanted. Now, you might wonder, okay, why couldn't I just start with a basic prompt? I can add to it as I figure out what I want. It's because you use up your credits. So the more specific you can be in one prompt to get exactly what you want, the less credits you have to use. Now, 500 credits might seem like a lot, and honestly, it's a very generous amount in my own opinion because Canva is so cheap, but you go through them pretty fast. So when I was first starting, because I had to rewrite my prompts, it would take me like 20 credits just to get to one image that I wanted. So the more detailed you can be up front, the better off you are. So don't forget, I have all this for sale as a bundle in my Etsy store. The Etsy store is linked down below. You get the PDF workbook, okay, that's going to teach you how image generation works. It's going to teach you how to use this Canva Magic Media. It's going to show you examples. It's going to tell you how to use the spreadsheet. Okay, then you get the spreadsheet, which has a list of resources. It has 20 sentence prompts that you can use right out of the box to get cat images. You get this sentence builder, you get the phrase prompt builder, and did I mention that you get 96 high quality images in a Canva template that you can download and use however you want commercially, share them, print them, but you can use them in whatever way you want. Okay, one last thing, if you are planning to buy this, I just want to tell you, let's say you're on here on the sheet and you accidentally delete something. And instead of using the back button, you don't realize until you come back a few days later and you're like, oh, where did it go? Okay, it's all right. First of all, you can go back to your history, okay, version history, and you can see the version history and you can restore the original version. That's one option. If you've added a bunch of additional sheets on here though, and you don't want to do that, and you're like, no, I don't want to lose all that. I don't want to restore an original version. You can also go to View, Hidden Sheets, and I have a copy of both of these prompt builders hidden as extra sheets just in case. You can go ahead and view it, which will bring it from its hiding spot, and then you can use that one and start again, and then just hopefully never delete a part of the spreadsheet again. If you want me to make prompt builders for different animals, different concepts, ideas, whatever, leave me a comment. Go to Etsy. You can message me right there on my Etsy storefront. Send me a message. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you want.